Oh, I didn't think of a cool way to start this video. Ready?
Into something.
Hey guys, my name is Francis Booker.
And I'm Michael Ragusa.
And welcome to Under the Hood. Today we are going to be talking about the
Names.
Names.
Yep, that.
That's what I wrote down.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about names of different characters, how we got to their names, because we went through
It's a
quite
fun
the
story.
journey.
It's a fun little story. It's
It really
weird
is.
how...
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk
Anyway.
about the different names of the characters. Who's Matt Bede?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You do, though.
I do. It's true. I
So,
know.
the characters went through a lot of different name changes throughout the book.
They did.
Because there was a lot of changes to the story overall, I think,
Yep.
as the book progressed. So, very first drafts of this, you have a guy named Matthew Bede, who will become Damon Red.
Yep.
So he changed his first and last names.
And who would become Cyril Red was Dominic Red.
Yes. So he only changed his first name.
He only changed his first name.
Like,
We stayed with
like a lot of characters in the book.
stuck with the last name for Dom.
Yeah. So the reason for that name switch, I'll start with why Damon had a different last name. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's kind of a big one.
In the very, very first draft, Damon and Cyril weren't brothers.
Nope, they were just
They
friends.
were just friends. Like, Cyril was like almost like the adopted brother.
Yes, yeah. If I remember correctly, did he have a family?
His family was dead.
They had.
Yeah, he had a family.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what I mean.
He didn't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever actually nailed down what his backstory was.
No, but they weren't around. I don't
No,
think.
yeah, he was like an orphan
Yeah,
that
they
was
kind of
adopted.
took him in, but he
Yeah.
kept his last name. Yeah.
Damon and Ander were still brothers.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they were
brothers.
blood brothers.
And
Cyril just wasn't.
He was an Ander.
He wasn't Ander. No, he was Adrian at that point. We'll talk about why his name changed there. That was a different reason. But so we were playing with the names. Or no, sorry, we weren't playing with the names. We were thinking about it like halfway through the first draft, and we were like, why is Cyril not their brother? Like, why is he just like a friend who lives with them?
It made more sense for them to be brothers.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and it was just too complicated.
And also, that was the other thing. We were like, okay, he needs some backstory. The backstory doesn't fit with the plot at all, because we had the plot, but we didn't have his backstory, so like it just didn't fit.
Yep.
We were like, why don't we just make him his actual blood brother, and then it'll be easy. But so there's a draft I think I still have, hopefully somewhere.
I still have the notes at least.
Yeah, where like half the story though, like switches like halfway through the draft. Where
Yeah, I
Cyril
remember that. I
changes
remember
from
that.
his
Yeah.
friend who's just living with him to his brother. The reason we went with Cyril's last name though was because we had been using those names for a while, like Matt Bede and Dominic Red.
The beads was a big thing too.
So,
for a while.
And you really loved Dominic Red as a name.
Yeah,
like, that was the name that you were like super committed to.
I really liked it a lot. Yeah.
And I was like not super committed to Bede as last name. And then you hit me with, you never told me that you hated the name Bede.
I did?
You did. You definitely did. Well,
that sounds right. I don't remember why.
The reason you hated it, I remember why, was because it's spelled B-E-D-E.
It's spelled like what?
That's B-E-D-E.
It's not B-E-A-D-E?
I don't know which way flip.
It's not B-E-A-D-E?
No, it's B-E-D-E.
Was that why I hated it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're right. I do hate it.
So, when you said that, I was like, all right, fine. We'll get rid of that one. We'll keep Red. So,
you're right.
Now it was Dominic Red, Matt Red, and Adrian Red. The next big change, the next two changes happened like almost at the same time.
Yeah,
like, a lot of characters
we made a pretty executive decision on all the names at one point. Yeah.
So this was like pretty far into the editing process, which is why we still sometimes stumble on people's names.
We do, because I mean, we don't forget though too. It's only been maybe a year since we've been working with Adrian and Damon. I feel like that's less than a year. We've been with Matt Bede, Dominic Red, Adrian Bede for 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's why we still like say it by accident.
And like we finished the draft and like edited it multiple times before their names switched. But the reason we changed their first names was because we nailed down the culture of Ragostia a little bit better. So at first it was a kind of this generic medieval,
almost English-esque.
Yeah, it was a lot more English-esque. When we were nailing it down, we decided to go for more of a Greek-Roman influence. And so to match that, Michael just pulled up the timer we have running, and we realized we never turned it off, so it says an hour. And I think we both had a moment where we were like, wow, we've been going for a long time. Even though we both knew that's not what happened.
It's been a couple minutes. Yeah.
So we switched it to, we wanted to go with kind of a Greek-Roman culture.
Yep.
And originally, this is on our fun fact sheet, we wanted to go with Roman culture because I thought that fit Ragosia better.
But it was too much us, ES,
yeah, they're
Julius,
all, like,
Augustus.
90% of male Latin names are like Julius, Augustus.
Very similar, just a lot of similarity.
Yeah.
Like,
Or they're like really famous people that like would be weird. Like if there was like a Cicero, it would be kind of weird.
It would be.
Nero. Yeah, it's just like like these names that like
don't
end
kind
in
of cool,
us.
but it would have just been like
it's
you
like,
would have thought of someone else when you thought of the character.
You wouldn't think of the character, you would have thought of the historical figure.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we'll go for more of a Greek style. So like the Ragosian culture is kind of a blend between Greek and Roman culture.
It is, yeah.
But their names are all Greek names.
Yeah.
And we really like Greek names also, I think, because
they came out well. I like all the names now.
They're like, I think personally, for like an American audience at least, Greek names fit in this like really sweet spot where it's not common names, but they're also not names that you are surprised or confused by.
like Damon.
Damon's a name that like people have heard.
Cyril, or
Cyril,
if you say Cyril, I mean we say it different ways. Yeah,
but
it's not.
That's a uncommon name, but like you know.
Yeah,
right?
I did back in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I knew one.
I've never met one, but so like they're all names that
so,
are like you wouldn't be surprised if someone
told like you'd be like, oh, okay, like you wouldn't think it's a name, definitely. Yeah,
exactly. As opposed to like sometimes you get like really outlandish names.
What's your name? I'm Augustus. Like, I'm Nero.
I know.
Oh, do you know a Nero?
No, I don't know a Nero.
Yeah.
I know an Augusta.
Okay, but if someone tells you I'm Nero, like, oh, all right, that's interesting. Yeah. Kind of cool, actually. That'd be really cool.
But or like the really like outlandish like fantasy ones.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, my name is Ixchabil or something. Like you're just like that's not the name.
Yeah, no, I would question that man's name.
Which are cool sometimes, but like it just didn't fit that sweet spot. Mm-hmm. So we went with those kind of names, and so most characters got renamed. The only ones that didn't get renamed,
Varnick.
Nick. We'll get to Varnick.
He's a little
that's
fun.
A different
he's a little
story.
bit fun too, yeah.
Nick Ambers never got renamed. Actually, his first and last name never got changed. Yes.
How about Ace? Was he always?
Ace isn't really a name.
I know, but he was still...
His real name got renamed. I actually have no. I remember his old name. I don't remember offhand his new name.
I don't either, actually.
His original name.
I know him as Ace. That's how I know him.
Yeah. That's how it's why because it appears once in the entire book.
Yeah.
His original name was.
I don't remember his original name.
Sylvester. Sylvester Alo, I think.
I didn't know that.
What's his name now? I actually meant to look this up. I have no clue what Ace's name is.
How you know where it is?
Yeah, I know where it is. I wrote the book. His name is now Dryas Aloy. Oh, his last name stayed. No, it didn't. It changed a little bit. His name is Dryas Aloy. He got a Greek name here.
Yeah, that's very Greek. Yeah.
not Sylvester.
No. Okay, yeah, so.
Nick Ambers, I think, is the only person I think of that. His name didn't change at all. First and last name didn't change.
I think of one.
Who?
Winters.
His first name changed.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
What was his first name in the old copy?
Derek.
What's his new first name?
Evander?
That's not true. You're just lying to me now at this point.
No, Commander Winter's name changed. His last name didn't change.
And I know Winters.
Winters didn't change.
Because we always referred to him as Winters.
Yeah.
I mean, we never referred to him
not always. That's a different story, though.
Yeah.
There's a whole draft where he didn't have a last name.
No,
so
that's right.
Commander
We did it.
Derek.
That's the thing. Yeah, he was just Derek. I forgot about that.
Commander Derek. It was really bad. But so
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think Nick Ambers is the only person whose name didn't change. So a couple other people's first names didn't change. Alex's name didn't change. Yep. Anyone who had a Greek name, like by default, already.
All the main characters, a majority of the main group.
I think the entire main.
Yeah, I was. Changed.
Melody. Melody's original name was Melanie.
Yeah,
that one was like a very slight
change.
change. Yeah, it did change. So we changed all the first names. Around the same time, we also changed all the last names.
That's a little more
That's
fun
a
reason.
different story altogether.
Very different.
Unrelated entirely.
Completely.
So we were getting the book edited.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the editors got back to us and was like,
Oh.
I want to pull up the message they sent me, because I want to remember what it says exactly.
It was fun.
It was really funny. Yeah, General White. That's the other guy I was thinking of. So one of the editors came back to us and was like, a lot of characters have last names that are colors. And at the time, it was Red, the Red family, General White, Nick Ambers, and like Commander Winters is like a very.
I remember when I came up with. I remember I came up with Winters.
You did.
And that was just like
spur of the
no
moment.
reason. I just said it, and like
none
you
of
like
those
yeah.
were reasons.
No, none of those. It was not on purpose. Even
one was
remotely. Yeah. But
so we were like,
Yeah.
huh. She was like, the editor was like, is there a reason for that? It's kind of distracting that there's, randomly all these colors for no reason. And we were like, no, there is no reason for that.
Zero. It happened. It just kind of happened.
And now we will make
do?
every character have a last name that's a color.
We doubled down.
We decided to double down on it for no reason.
No, just because, you know what?
Just fun.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
liked it too. It kind of adds a little like.
There's a flavor to it now.
There is. I do like it now. I thought it was a good move.
So every character who didn't have a color last name got a color last name. So Melodies, I don't even remember a lot of their last names.
They all do though. We made sure.
Onyx. Either they have a color last name or they have a last name of a thing that is like really
Winters is
strongly
not
associated with
Winters is not color, but like white.
Exactly. You
gray.
think Winters, you think white.
Yeah.
There's a Steel. Someone has the last name Steel.
Yeah.
Different
Red,
like
obviously.
Red.
I mean.
So every character has a color last name. The one exception to that rule, who broke both rules,
Really both,
is King Varnick.
King Varnick. Where did we come up with Varnick?
The slightest idea.
I haven't.
So the reason why King Varnick breaks all the rules is because his last name, first off, we have, King Varnick has been a character in like Hunters and like all this stuff.
He's been a steady character throughout.
And so we just couldn't bear to change his last name. And so we're like, you know what? He'll just be the exception. He will be King Varnick because I can't bring myself to change that last name.
That did me nothing. I had to look it up. Like maybe try to remember.
So Varnick just became the exception. He's the only character in the entire book that doesn't have a color last name.
First name.
He did. In the original draft, he had a first name. His first name was Raymond. When we went to change everyone's last name, I was like, okay, well, you can't be Raymond. It's not a Greek name.
No, we cannot.
So I deleted it. And then I'm terrible with names. Like, this is something Michael knows.
Yeah,
Whenever I have trouble with a name, which is most times, I go to Michael, and like, Michael would come with names, and he just like lists out a bunch of names, and I pick one.
Yeah, I would type a bunch to him. He's just like, yeah, I'll take that one.
And I was looking at...
Same with like country names, too.
Oh, yeah,
like, stuff like that.
Everything.
Everything, yeah, just names in general.
So I was like looking at it, and I was like, okay, Varnick doesn't have a first name. His first name appears once, and I don't feel like figuring one out. So I deleted his first name and just left it that way. And as of right now, maybe that will change in the future. As of right now, Varnick has no first name. His full name right now is King Varnick. It is the only way he's referred to in the entire book.
Or does he?
Or does he?
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
I don't know. I thought maybe you were going somewhere.
No, I wasn't going anywhere. I was kind of hoping like you'd be like.
He might. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the series.
I wouldn't either.
Name,
yeah,
well,
maybe
come up in some way.
It will. I think it must at some point. Yeah.
But
the names were very interesting. Even the names of like. I mean, just. Do you want to go over the countries or not? We'll save that for later.
We can go over countries don't really have.
No, I mean, I just say how I thought of them. The country names.
Ragostia I think has the most interesting name.
I kind of forgot. Why did I say Ragostia?
You always forget because you think you named after your last name.
I did too. That's what I like. It sounds kind of similar.
If you did, you didn't tell me that's what you were doing.
What was it again? It was Kingdom.
It's Latin for kingdom.
Kingdom of Kingdom.
Regostium. I forget what the Latin word is. It's very, very derived from Latin. It's almost verbatim Latin for kingdom.
Should I go over all the country names? And
do you remember origins for the other ones?
Huh?
Do you remember the origins?
I remember all the names of all the countries.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember
the question though.
I tell you how I what my process sort of is for it. Like kind of how
Are you sure you know it?
well, not how I got to that name, but what I thought of to get me in that mindset. I know where I was.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so there's Rhodosia, which is that's the one. I'm like, I guess it was just Kingdom. But
yeah,
then,
it's Kingdom. I know that for a fact.
But the neighboring country, you find out in the book, is Kassoon.
Yep.
And
there's like a noise behind us.
I'm bouncing my leg a lot, to be it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Kassoon.
Crazy.
And honestly, that was originally based on kind of a Japanese.
Yes, that was absolutely a Japanese sounding name.
As simple as it sounds, there's a lot of K's in Japanese, a lot of K-A's, and I just...
Did you name Kassoon?
I think I did. I got most of them.
No idea. But...
I don't know where we got it from.
Yeah.
Did you name it?
Well, I don't know.
If you did, I mean,
I haven't the slightest idea. It's very, very like Japanese in structure. So
yeah, so tune. That's that's kind of where I go. I kind of go to where a country's supposed to be at. Yeah. Trotus is the southernmost. I have total like dictionaries on all the country names too, like all their backgrounds.
Yeah.
Trotus was interesting. That was I just kind of picked a country that was a name that sounded to me. I wanted a short name. Yeah. I didn't want some long, a lot of letters, a lot of sharp letters. I feel like that sounded more, it just, Trotus sounds freer, like, and not a lot of sharp letters when you say it, which is the freest country, I believe I wrote.
Yeah.
Zurich, which is...
It was a military state originally.
Yeah,
right?
It's a military. I don't know if we kept that or not.
There's not actually a lot of information.
No, there's
about
not,
any
right?
Of the kingdoms in the book. Yeah.
No, there's not. I kind of have
in the other kingdoms more.
Huh?
Book 2 is going to explore the other kingdoms.
So I mean, this might be toward World War II. Yeah. Zurich, it sounds like honestly the process is not hard. It sounds rougher. Anything with a Z just sounds rougher.
It was meant to be based on German, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be German. That was my goal. There's a process to it. It's not a very, and then from there I kind of just go on a tangent. And I start writing a couple letters and I just find something, but. Yeah,
that's the names of the
books. Names. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
not the books, the characters,
not
the
places. The book names are very self-explanatory.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, not yet because they haven't come out.
That's true, but they will be.
They're somewhere. I put them somewhere. They're somewhere on the website. I think all through.
The name? Oh, really?
I think so.
It's not a spoiler.
No.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure that. Yeah.
No.
They
don't make sense because people don't know what happens in them.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the names.
That's the names, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, there was so much change in these books. Oh my gosh.
But it was a fun time.
It was. Yep.
Roll with the punches and.
Yep.
What happens, happens.
Yep. Who are you?
I'm Francis Booker.
And I'm Michael Ragusa.
We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.